Good morning. This is NHK Ohio Nippon for Sunday, March the 27th. We will be providing an update in the aftermath of the great earthquake and also the situation in the Fukushima Daiichi nuclear power plant. We bring to you a live aerial image taken from a helicopter. This is the Fukushima Daiichi nuclear power plant. We are filming from a distance of 30 kilometers away. To the left, we have reactor number 1. To the right, we have reactor number 4. As we observe the site from an aerial distance, we can observe white steam arising from all of the reactors. We see a vapor-like smoke arising from the facility. From reactor 1 through 3, the water that has been injected has been transferred from seawater to freshwater as of yesterday. Reactors 2 to 4, they hope to switch over the water from seawater to freshwater. Tokyo Electric Power Company says that in order to continuously cool the reactor, it is indispensable to access external power source, and therefore they will continue work to extract the highly radiated water. Reactor number 1, 2, and 3 in Fukushima Daiichi nuclear power plant. In the basement of the turbine building, there is highly radiated water forming a puddle. On the 24th, 3 workers have been irradiated. In reactor number 1 and number 3, high radiations 10,000-fold of water in and around the reactor have been found. And this has stalled work to restore power from external power source. Tokyo Electric Power Company is rushing ahead work to remove the water. In reactor number 1, in the basement of the turbine building, they have installed a temporary pump in order to extract water. And they'll be using the condensate to collect the water. The water will be pumped into the condensate to contain the water. And the same work will also be continued for reactor number 2. This regulator official says that the condensate equipment will be used. The condensate equipment is generally used in order to convert vapor into water. And the condenser is the equipment in which the extracted water will be stored. In reactor number 3, they will study ways in order to remove the water. In Fukushima Daiichi nuclear power plant, 330 kilometers south of the water outlet, high levels of radiation, 1,250.8-fold of the nationally set standard, have been found. And this is the radioactivity level for radioactive iodine 131. According to the regulator, if a person were to consume 1 liter of this dosage, this would be far in excess of the nationally permitted 1 millisieverts worth of dosage. And they have been finding traces of water that have been going out from the second reactor. 50 millisieverts worth of radiation have been detected on a per-hour basis around the site, and they were trying to detect the source of this leakage. In Fukushima Daiichi nuclear power plant, they have thus far used fire pumps in order to inject water by seawater. However, in reactor number 1 and reactor number 3, it has been changed to fresh water. In reactor number 2 and number 4, as soon as today, they hope to be able to switch to fresh water. According to meteorological agency around the Fukushima Daiichi nuclear power plant, there is a wind that is flowing to the northwest and also from the northwest into the southeast, from the inland to the coastline, and it will change from winds prevailing from north to south.
Now we go to our reporter, Yoshiki Yamasaki. So in the reactor number 3 turbine building, water containing high amounts of radioactive material has been found, and now water in reactors 1 and 2, we find similar water. How can we overcome this problem? Well, this water has been found not in the reactor building, but the building next door, which is the one that houses the turbine. This is the area where the radioactive water was found. And in reactor number 3 turbine building, 3 workers were exposed to this radiation. And with this water, of course, this will hamper work here. Therefore, this condenser, there's this big containment container called the condenser, which will be used to contain this water. Water will be pumped up into this equipment. However, there may be some leaks even from other equipments. Therefore, you have to continually monitor the situation where the workers are working. Now, also, the cooling water has been switched from seawater to fresh water. Why is this, and what is the effect? Of course, seawater contains salt, which may corrode the metal that is used in this equipment. Of course, you have to contain the radioactive material inside over a long period of time. We don't want corrosion from happening. Therefore, TEPCO, as well as the people at the power plant, are trying to switch the cooling water from seawater to fresh water as early as possible. We will come back to Mr. Yamasaki later. And now we'd like to go to the disaster headquarters in Fukushima Prefecture. This is the disaster headquarters in Fukushima Prefecture. It's been 2 weeks since the earthquake and tsunami, and now the prefecture has to deal with the radioactive material that may be coming out from the power plant. In Nami City, which is about 30 kilometers northeast of the power plant, very high radiation level was detected, which is 1.4 times higher than the limit set for ordinary people. This is a yearly limit, and many people have evacuated from the 20-kilometer radius. However, there is no explanation about this high dosage, and therefore people are very anxious. A man in Nami says that he is wondering whether or not he can go home and grow rice again. And he says that he wants to see concrete data and the outlook toward the future. And in Itate village, which is outside the 30-kilometer radius, also high radiation was detected from the soil. However, the government is not explaining the survey. Therefore, the village has decided to hire their own expert to explain the situation to the citizens. The residents here are hoping that the situation at the power plant will be solved soon, and also they are waiting for easy-to-understand explanation about the risks and also the radiation that is coming from the power plant.
Currently, in the Fukushima Daiichi nuclear power plant, in a 20-kilometer radius, evacuation order has been issued. And on Friday, the government has called upon residents within the 20 to 30-kilometer zone to voluntarily evacuate, and also has ordered the local municipalities to provide assistance so that prompt evacuation can be conducted once official evacuation orders are issued. In Tamura City, a part of the town lies in the 20 to 30-kilometer range. We talked to the mayor, Mr. Tomitsuka. Good morning. I'd like to thank you for joining us. The government has issued instructions that have indicated that they encourage voluntary evacuation. How do you respond? Well, we lie within a 20 to 30-kilometer range. In Miyakoji town has a population of 3,000. And March 22, they have all evacuated. In the 20 to 30-kilometer range, there is a town of a population of about 700. And since we have been prompted to voluntarily evacuate, we will provide for